I'm Charlie Bright of Gold Derby, and today, as part of our Meet the Experts panel on nonfiction and reality programming, I'm joined by Toni Ireland, one of the executive producers of The Traitors and the original British show, also called The Traitors, um, and which airs on Peacock. The first question I wanted to ask you is, how did you first come? Because I know while this one comes from a British show, there's actually an original Dutch program, I believe, called De Verraders. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize to any Dutch people if I am. You can harass me later if you like. How did you first come across the original program?
Yeah, so it's an original idea from IDTV based in the Netherlands. And it was a really successful format over there. And they produced a show with a celebrity cast. And then I worked for a company called Studio Lambert, and we acquired the rights to make it for both the UK and the US. So we make a show with civilian cast members for the BBC in the UK, which also goes out on Peacock. And we make a version for Peacock with this season a full celebrity cast. So I work across both of those seasons.
Um, I think one of the central things to what makes this show work so well is the location of it, and I believe you use the same location in the British show as in the American version. I believe it's called Ardres Castle. Is that?
Yeah.
What went into finding the location for the show, and how was Ardres Castle eventually chosen?
I think we all thought from the beginning when we first started pre-production on the show is that we wanted to create this immersive world for our cast members. We took sort of murder mystery, and that was sort of our theme really. And we wondered, where would we place this? So we knew we wanted a castle, and where better than the Highlands of Scotland, which is absolutely breathtaking and incredible. We knew we
Wales
wanted.
might like a word about that, but that's
Sorry,
another
yeah,
thing altogether.
Wales as well. And, shout out to England. We have lots of great castles. But there's nothing quite like the Highlands of Scotland. And we knew that our missions would be taking place outside. We all agreed at the start that, we wanted really high production values with the cinematography, which I think we can all agree that our brilliant director, Ben Archer, has achieved. So we started to look for castles. We went to the Highlands. We came across this incredible castle called Ardros, and they were just fantastic to work with, and they were very welcoming, and we did it, and it's just the most beautiful place with everything we could possibly need, and it really creates the most amazing backdrop for the game.
I'm just curious, was the castle privately owned, or was it owned by a trust or a foundation of some sort?
It's privately owned, yeah.
Well, I guess that's a little less red tape you got to go through on that one.
Yeah.
The show has really taken off in both the UK and here. And but for the US version of the show, I'm curious as to what was your first indication that the show had really become a hit and really struck a nerve with the viewing public.
I think season one did really well, and we got a great response from that with people watching. But we really felt a change for season two, and it's quite hard for us because we're a British production team, so we're on the other side of the pond, just going, is it doing well? But I think we were obviously checking socials as it was going out each week. We were getting messages from our friends that were in the States saying that they were watching it. I think the cast really sort of struck a chord and resonated with viewers this year. And the show used to go out on a Thursday in the States, and we would wake up on a Friday morning and we would check the socials and see what everyone was saying. So it really felt like it taken on a life of its own, definitely in season two.
I said that one of the things that really makes the show work is Archer's Castle, but I really think the linchpin for the American version is having someone like Alan Cumming as your host. Literally, the man who won a Tony for playing the MC is the master of ceremonies for this. Um, uh, uh, he really is so multi-talented. How did Alan Cumming end up being the host for this?
I mean, how perfect is he? He's just the dream person for us to work with. Right at the start of production, honestly, his name came up straight away. We were like, would he ever consider it? We organised a call. We explained the premise of the show and he got it immediately. He understood the kind of character that we wanted him to play. He was completely up for it. Obviously, he's Scottish, which is fantastic. He's an actor, which leans into this incredible role. You know, the scripts are purposely sort of Shakespearean in quality almost, and he delivers it so brilliantly. I'll never tire of hearing him say murder. And he just knew exactly what we wanted for the show, and obviously came with his own ideas as well. And his costume took on a life of its own. I can't even explain how excited we are about where it's gone with Sam Spector, who's the incredible designer behind all of his outfits. But it's almost, his outfits are part of the show. They're a character in their own right. And Alan just has that wonderful balance of being the games master, getting close enough to the cast, but not too close. He's there to tell them how to play what the rules of the game are. He's not there to tell them how to play. So he takes on the role of puppet master perfectly.
You bring up something I'm also very curious about. What is it like having those outfits of his put together? Because I mean, he's always been has had his own distinct taste of fashion. I'll never forget 20 years ago and the X2 red carpet when he wore that whole denim outfit because he was playing Nightcrawler. Um, I mean, how do these outfits? Where's the genesis of them, and how do they come to fruition?
Well, definitely within our first call with him, we were sort of talking about the character being this sort of laird of the castle. And we knew that there's going to be a lot of tartan, a lot of sort of Scottish heritage within the costumes. But one thing about this show is that it deals with quite dark themes. So, murders and funerals. So it's very important for us to have a tone of campness and to bring fun to the show. And I think that's what the costumes do. We wanted to achieve, like, the cast take an intake of breath when he walks in the morning. And especially the costume that he wore for the funeral episode in episode 4 was, it was regal. It was next level. And as I say, Sam, who's the costume designer, is just incredible. We, through the pre-production, explain what the missions are going to be, and then they together, Alan and Sam, worked together about students can give a little nod to that mission in the morning. So when he goes into breakfast and he explains a little bit about today's mission, there might be a hint of what that mission is within the costume. So that was really important as well. But it's all about the drama, the camp. It's all about the theatre, and that's what we wanted, and they've achieved it brilliantly.
It's a very interesting strategy game, which are always the most interesting to watch. And have there been any contestants in season 1 or 2 that really surprised you in how they played the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's really interesting about the Traitors as a strategy game is that we have cast members that come from other strategy games, Survivors, Big Brothers, and I think they'd also admit that they think they can walk into this and know how to play it, but it's actually a very different game to those other shows. So what I love about this show is that it can be contestants that you never expect to be brilliant at it actually are really successful. So a standout this year, I would say, was Peter, who came from The Bachelor, who, as we sat in the gallery and watched his plans unfold, we couldn't quite believe what he was achieving and how smart he was being with, if you've not seen it, spoilers, but there's a fantastic shield plot where he sort of lies about who had a shield in order to trap the traitors, and they fall for it. And we were sat there like this in the gallery going, they're going to take the bait. And as Dan is deciding who to murder, and he decides to murder Bergie, we are obviously silently screaming in the gallery. We cannot believe he's fallen for the trap, because you could arguably say that Dan should have been an amazing strategic game player as he is in Big Brother, but he got outsmarted by a bachelor. And Phaedra as well, like incredible traitor. She's absolutely fantastic. She had the social game, she had the charm, and she had the intelligence to be a wonderful traitor.
We are an awards website, and your show got a really nice surprise last year when you guys won the casting for a reality program award. But this
Yeah.
year, you've gotten several major nominations, including reality competition program and host for a reality program for Alan Cumming, among others. What was your reaction to getting into that category and finding out about that, and also the other nominations that the show received this year?
You know what, we are so honored to break into what is an incredibly difficult category, and it's not lost on us about how hard it is to get into the competition reality category. So we are so thankful for everyone who voted for us. Obviously we're over the moon for Alan. We think it's totally deserved that he has had a nomination as well, and it's just wonderful to see not only the producers recognized, but the directors as well, and the DOPs for the cinematography. A lot of work goes into this show. It's all about the preparation. Once the cast are in that castle and playing the game, we're not stopping and retaking and interfering. All our preparation comes beforehand to make sure that everything is perfect for them to play in this game. So utterly over the moon. There was a lot of screaming when those nominations came in. We are absolutely thrilled to be nominated.
Well, you got to make sure you record that for next time, because we want to see. Toni, thank you so much for joining us on this panel, and we look forward to speaking with you on our panel in just a little bit.
Thanks so much.